But Packers head into this break, and we've got, I think I have this right, 7 first-round picks on defense. Is that 8 now with Van Ness? So maybe 8 first-round picks? An all-pro left tackle, David Bakhtiari. A Pro Bowler, Elton Jenkins at left guard. 2 Pro Bowl caliber running backs with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. A first-round pick at quarterback. And what I would just call extreme athletic upside at the tight end position and at the wide receiver position over maybe the a couple years prior as an entire unit, because you bring in Reed, obviously Christian Watson's top notch from an athletic standpoint, Romeo Doubs. We don't have a Devontae Adams, but I'm just saying, if you look at the room, that's a pretty athletic room. And then that tight end, there's no denying that tight end room is going to be one of the more athletic tight end rooms maybe in the entire league, as far as being able to do everything that is required of a tight end. I'm not talking about the Kyle Pitts, Atlanta Falcons, doesn't even know how to get in a three-point stance. I'm talking about real tight ends playing the tight end position at a high level. So my question is, most places have them having 7.5 wins. Aren't they better than that? Is this team getting overlooked? Is this team getting, I don't want to say slept on, but has Goody done a good enough job from a draft position standpoint that we should be thinking about this team in a little bit high, even though you're losing your quarterback? Should we be thinking, man, this is a better football team than 7.5 wins? And let's be honest, not a very strong division. Because you think about this division, Vikings, I don't think anybody's picking the Vikings to win the NFC. There's a lot of questions going on up there. Kirk Cousins is the last year of his contract. The Detroit Lions are kind of the fan favorites, I think. But this is not a strong division by any means. Let's just go down these opponents. Chicago Bears, Justin Fields at quarterback. I think they're going to be vastly improved. I love the pick that they made at the right tackle position in the draft. The kid from Tennessee. They're going to be improved, but they still got rid of their 2 best defensive players last year, either Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith. You still got rid of your 2 best players. Now your offensive line might be better. They're not going to be great. You get the right tackle. He's a stalwart now for a long time. The left tackle is still a question mark with the 5th round pick last year. I love that Chase Claypool, they've shown they don't like his work ethic. Really, there's a huge shocker. Coming out of stuff that you've just heard about him and his antics on the field. I think that's a winnable game. Atlanta Falcons Atlanta Falcons have a pretty good running game. Pitts is going to be a problem for our secondary. We'll have to see we'll have to see at the quarterback position how that is evolving, but we got 2 young guys playing, so we'll probably wash them out a little bit. So that might be an L. New Orleans Saints at home, that could be an L. Detroit Lions at home. We haven't done historically very well against the Lions. Dan Campbell's got those kids ready to play this team in particular. That's a prime video game, by the way. Now, at Las Vegas Raiders, I'm looking at the schedule right now. You could be 1-4. I guess you're right. This isn't a great, you got your bye week. Denver Broncos at Denver. You have to think Sean Payton's going to get Russell Wilson right. Minnesota Vikings, you can take the W there. Rams probably take the W there. Pittsburgh Steelers at Pittsburgh. I don't like betting against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. That's going to be a tough game. Los Angeles Chargers at home. Justin Herbert, new offensive coordinator. Is it going to be better? They're going to run the ball more than they did. The weird, there's a whole thing going on where Kellen Moore didn't run the ball enough. They ran the ball 5th highest in the league last year at Dallas. Talking about the new offensive coordinator for the Chargers. They're going to run the ball more. Austin Eckler is one of the best players on the team. They'll figure that out. They'll adapt kind of a play action longer game for Justin Herbert. I think they're going to put up points. It'd just be interesting to see what they can do on defense. That could be a game that we can win. At Detroit Lions, I think we're split against the Lions. They'll be 1-1 like we always are. Kansas City Chiefs, that's an L. At New York Giants, probably an L. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we could probably win that game at home. At Carolina Panthers, that's a coin flip game. I think the Packers are, as a team, defensively, the Carolina Panthers are a better team. They have an up-and-coming offensive line, some good players on that line, well coached by James Campen. Obviously, the first pick in the draft. We'll have to see how he plays. He looks like the real deal in training camp right now in no pads. That doesn't mean a lot, but He looks like he can scoot around out there pretty well. They have a good running game. That'll be a good game. That's a coin flip for me at Minnesota. Coin flip late in the season if it means something. That's interesting. And then the Chicago Bears game at the end of the year at home, you have to think that we're going to win that. So I went through that pretty fast, so I don't know if I added right, but either 7.5 wins probably. Gosh darn it, that's not too far off. And here's the thing that I always say: the odds makers are a lot smarter than I am. They spend more time on it, but usually those guys have it right. So 7.5 wins over or under. You're thinking 7 or 8 wins. It's tough to pull some wins out of that season. We just don't know what we have yet from an offensive standpoint. We don't know what we have from Jordan Love's standpoint.